Most people who try to learn crochet quit within the first week. Not because it's too hard, but because nobody told them the 3 things that actually make it click. I spent months struggling with tangled yarn, wonky stitches, and a hook I was holding completely wrong. And I wish someone had just sat me down and explained it the way I'm about to explain it to you. Because once I figured this out, everything changed. I went from making lopsided coasters to finishing full blankets, scarves, and even little amigurumi animals. And honestly, you can get there too, way faster than I did. So if you've been staring at yarn at the store thinking, I want to try that, but you have no idea where to even start, this is the video for you. We're going from absolute zero to actually making something by the end of this. Let's talk about what crochet actually is first, because I think a lot of people have a fuzzy idea of it. Crochet is basically using a single hook to pull loops of yarn through other loops to create fabric. That's it. There's no big machine, no second needle, just you, one hook, and some yarn. And somehow, from that, people make everything from tiny stuffed animals to huge weighted blankets, to tops and cardigans you'd actually wear in public. What makes it different from knitting is that in knitting, you have 2 needles and a bunch of live stitches sitting on them at once. In crochet, you only ever have one active loop at a time. That's actually what makes crochet a little easier for most beginners to pick up. You're not juggling a whole row of stitches that could fall off. You've just got one loop on your hook and you work stitch by stitch. When you put it down, nothing unravels. Now, before you touch any yarn, you need to pick the right hook and the right yarn. This is where so many beginners go wrong. They buy the cheapest thin yarn they can find and a tiny little hook, and then they can't see what they're doing and they hate it. Please don't do that. For your first time, you want a medium weight yarn. You'll see it labeled as worsted weight, or it'll have a little skein icon on the label with the number 4 on it. This is the most common yarn weight. It's thick enough that you can see your stitches clearly, but not so thick that it's hard to work with. And you want a light color. White, cream, light gray, light yellow, not dark, not black, not navy blue. When you're learning, you need to be able to see every single stitch, and dark yarn hides everything. For the hook, match it to your yarn. Most worsted weight yarn will say on the label to use a 5mm or 5.5mm hook, and that's exactly what you should grab. If you're buying in the store, you'll see the size printed right on the handle of the hook. You don't need a fancy hook. A basic aluminum hook from any craft store will work great when you're starting out. Later on, if you get more into it, you might want to try ergonomic hooks with rubber grips because they're easier on your hands during long sessions. But right now, just get something basic. Okay, so you've got your yarn and your hook. Now, here's the part most beginner tutorials rush through and then wonder why their students are lost. How you hold the hook and yarn actually matters a lot. There are 2 main ways people hold a crochet hook. The first is called the pencil grip, where you hold it like you're holding a pencil or a pen. The second is the knife grip, where you hold it more like a knife with your hand over the top. Neither is wrong. You should try both and see which feels more natural to you. Most people end up with the pencil grip, but it's genuinely personal preference. Now, your other hand, the hand that's not holding the hook, has a really important job. It's controlling the tension of your yarn. Tension is basically how tight or loose your yarn feeds through your stitches and how it affects how your finished piece looks and feels. If your tension is super tight, your stitches will be small and hard to work into. If it's too loose, everything will look messy and uneven. To control tension, you're going to weave the yarn coming from your yarn ball through your fingers on your non-hook hand. There are different ways to do this too, and you'll find your own system with time. A common way is to drape the yarn over your index finger, under your middle and ring finger, and over your pinky. Then pinch the work between your thumb and middle finger. It sounds complicated, but once you do it a few times, your hands just remember where to go. The first thing you need to learn is the slip knot. This is how every single crochet project starts. Make a loop with your yarn, leaving a tail of about 6 inches. Then reach through that loop, grab the yarn coming from your ball, and pull it through. tighten it onto your hook. It should slide easily, not be jammed tight, but it shouldn't fall off on its own. After the slip knot, you make what's called a foundation chain. The chain is exactly what it sounds like. It looks like a little chain of oval loops, and it forms the base of most flat crochet projects. To make a chain stitch, you hold your hook with the slip knot on it, wrap the yarn over your hook from back to front, which is called a yarn over, and then pull that yarn through the loop already on your hook. That's one chain stitch. Do that again. Yarn over, pull through. Another chain. Keep going. At first, it will feel awkward, and your chains will probably be uneven, some loose and some tight. That is completely normal. Just keep going. Aim for a chain of about 20 stitches just to practice. Try to keep your tension as even as you can, but don't stress if it's not perfect. You're literally just training your hands right now. Once you've got your chain, you're going to learn the single crochet stitch. This is the most basic crochet stitch, and you could honestly make an enormous number of projects knowing just this one stitch. Dishcloths, simple scarves, bags, coasters, the base of stuffed animals, all just single crochet. Here's how to do a single crochet. Look at your chain. You'll see each chain has a little V shape on top and a bump on the back. You're going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, not the first one right next to the hook, but the second one. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. You now have 1 loop on your hook again. That's a single crochet stitch. Move to the next chain and do it again. Insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. 1 more stitch done. Keep going across all your chains. At the end of your row, you need to do what's called a turning chain. For single crochet, that's just 1 extra chain stitch. Then you turn your work around and work back the other way. When you're working back across, you'll insert your hook under both loops of each stitch from the row below. This is where beginners often miss stitches without realizing it, and their work starts getting narrower and narrower. The key is to count your stitches at the end of every row, especially when you're learning. If you started with 20 chains, you should have 20 stitches in every single row. Count them, every row, until counting becomes second nature. The most common mistake beginners make, and I made this one too, is not going into the last stitch of each row. It hides a little under the turning chain, and it's easy to skip. Just always make sure you work into that last stitch before you turn. Now, let me talk about reading a crochet pattern, because once you can do that, an entire world opens up to you. Patterns use abbreviations. The ones you need to know right now